And we're going to start recording. And welcome to Inner Fetish. I'm your host, Zeus Pantera. And this is a Dunu Davinci collab with a Gizaudio, who seems to have more collabs than me. And I hate it. And I hate that it's with Dunu, because he's so fucking good. Damn it. Just start kicking things. Anyway, these. So let me get the page open, because there is a page. They're actually live. Apparently I have them, and they're live. We're ready to go. 6 driver, 2 DD, a 10 and an 8 in separate chambers, which is unique. And then 4 BAs. I think there's 2 mid-range, a high, and a super high. Could be wrong. It's written on the back of the box, and I don't know how to read. Biocellulose drivers, by the way. And so Dunu hasn't made a stinker except for once. That weird one with the 13 millimeter dynamic and then a bunch of other stuff. And I was like, eh. So, looks. Let's get looks out of the way first, because we can. They've obviously upped the saturation and contrast. They're a little more muted than those pictures are, but they're still very fucking pretty. So they're claiming it's 5-leaf maplewood faceplate, and I'm into this. The wire is nice. You've got a nice 2-pin. Is it deep? I forget if it's deep. It is a deep. It's a very deep 2-pin. So if you have a flush mount wire, you're not going to be able to use it, but you shouldn't have to worry. 2-wire twists up to the top. Nice little Dunu connector that's it's kind of coffin shaped. It's the best way I could describe it. Narrow, then it goes wide for the knurling, and then it goes back narrow on top. 4-wire into this connector, which is interchangeable, and they change these things all the time, and I'm like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Well, this is apparently the Q Mini lock, the Q Lock Mini, and I know I have headphones coming out, and I got other things, and I'm just like, why can't we just have this on everything? Little threaded thing. Look, you pull it out. It's not hard to figure out, although the notch could be like a little bit brighter. Down, it doesn't even click in. It just goes down, and you screw in this very Jesusly smooth thing. And it doesn't even look like it's a thing. And it actually gives you a nice little, it tapers up, so you have a place to pull out. Giggity. Let's plug this into something else. I've had it in U. I haven't had it in the Sparkos Gishelli Labs Arcle 3. Turn the volume down, which is not a balanced, even though I could swap it out. It does come with a normal 3.5 millimeter. I'm just going to use an adapter. It comes with tips. I think these are the Dunu, are they the candy tips? They have that weird mint green and then peach color. And then we've got, what are you? Dunu SS tips, which is what I happen to have on them. So that's not even cheating anymore. Usually when I put on custom tips on my box, my trustworthy box, I have to tell people you got to go out and buy these or that, for doing the renders. But Dunu SS are on my short list of these are great, and I put them on everything. And then finally, just some standard tips, a little earwax brush, and a nice little case. I don't know what you'd call this material or texture. I'm going to go with city bus seating, because that's about as nice as they'd make a city bus. Works really great on this, though. So, we're now in that. They're kind of thick, but when you're running 2 dynamics in separate chambers, and can we see that in here? Yeah, I think we can. Yeah. There's one, and there's the other. So that's a first, I think. I've seen a lot of 2 DDs where they're in the same chamber, or they're backing one another up. I don't know if I've seen them with independent flow controls, so to speak. The wire is also indicated with very nice red rings around it. So let's stretch this out and put it back in my holes. Fits perfectly fine. Dunu never has really a problem making things fit. Unpaused Bible of Dreams by Juno Reactor. So, design principles with this IEM, as far as I can tell, is they were obviously going for some fucking low end when you're running 2 dynamics. And here is the weird part. I was reading the back of the box because I'm trying to and it starts out with a 10 millimeter ultra low frequency dynamic driver with biocellulose dome and flexible surround. Cool. Next thing, 8 millimeter ultra low frequency dynamic driver with biocellulose dome and flexible surround. I'm like, is it a misprint? Because they're the same. They're both low but usually it would be low and then mids, or low and then not low and ultra low and ultra low. Fuck you, both of them. I want 2 2 subwoofers in my IEMs. And I've got it. This is why I like when collabs come out. When I do a collab, or a Critical does a collab, or a Giz does a collab, I'm just going to keep calling them Giz. Just get over it. We all get to inject our passions, and companies want to make a certain thing, and there's usually a designer at a company, or maybe a handful of designers. So bringing out outside talent and being like, no this, no no this, stop all the shit this, was probably the result of that. It's like, hey, I want bass. It's like what I did with Rinko, and Rinko was just the stupidest fucking dynamic and planar, and why don't they both just make low end? Why do we just not separate that? And it's great. And this is a higher end version. Now, these are $300. I should have probably pointed out the price earlier in it. $299.99, because that extra penny, mentally you think you're saving money, but it's not. It's $300. I love that you could buy it together with my render tips. You know what? I didn't see that. Let's pop a render on here, because usually I would add render tips if something is lacking in low end to give you a little better seal. And since these are not, I wasn't even gonna bother, because I'm in love with them already. In case you haven't figured it out, I'm in love with these already. Before I put them back in my ears and ignore them, they're smooth. They have this tremendous low end that comes in only at the right times. That's an important thing. It's like when I was tuning Eris, I wanted to make sure you didn't put on everything, and then Snow White sings and it sounds like Snow White. It's like, no, that's too much low end all the time. It needs to just fuck off until it's called for. And these do an amazing job of not getting in the way of songs and genres that don't require extreme low end. It just doesn't. It just sits there being, calm and collected and smooth. Smooth is the word. Baby's fucking butt. Smooth. Everything about them. I had a couple songs where it was like the treble was picking up and I was getting ready to get pummeled in the face because you've got so many BAs doing things. And it never happened. It was just imagine a violin concerto rendition of all your favorite music. Just layer that on top. So you take your, whatever the hell you love, the Beastie Boys. Now have all the entire rhythm section be woodwinds and violins, and then blend that in at a 20 to 80 mix, so that it still sounds like Beastie Boys. But what is that about it though? It's got this flavor. That's these. Bible of Dreams, like I'm saying, is an hour and 6 minute entire album. You can't see my head shaking as well because of the gimbal on my head, but it is fucking shaking. So now that I'm hearing it for the first time with the render tips, give me a moment. Let's shuffle. Fuck Metallica. Mostly for their political stand on Napster back in the day. Ooh. Some techno going on, building up. Renders actually make it a little bit brighter. But let me see the low end. I gotta hit I have a best bass playlist. What am I doing? Juno Reactor Mind of the Free. Okay, yeah. Yep. That's exactly what I thought would happen when you put the renders on it. It's gonna take that These are a more refined bass head IEM than Rinko. So if you own Rinko, my collab, and you like it, and you wish it had a little bit more going for its just wish you could reach out and touch and tune these. These jumping point off. Dunu just doing these. Kill La Kill, track 3 from volume 1. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to read the fucking name. And it's weird because the bass isn't it's a lot, but it's, again, the word is smooth. It's just being delivered to you, handed to you on a beautiful, lubed up silver platter, and your food just sliding around, and it's oh, Jesus Christ, I can't grab it. It's nice and smooth and wide and clear. Soundstage doesn't sound wide, it sounds tall. Do I need to go do more drugs or less drugs? I don't know because the sound doesn't sound like, it's coming from over there. It sounds like it's coming from up here and down here. It's go back to sleep. A perfect circle lullaby, which is why I'm saying go back to sleep, because that's Actually, you know what? I haven't tried this song on Eris. I need to go upstairs and give that a little whoop. Yeah, no, these are probably, I would say the bass in these is what I expected of $1,000 IEM. That's like, I'm going to deliver everything neutral and smooth. I'd expect this sort of low end. So bravo on being able to accomplish that here. And then everything else just sort of falls in place. As long as you're not focusing too fucking hard on a certain thing. Like, oh, this is just bass and fuck everything else. This is bass and solid mids and I want to say recessed sound. That's going to sound weird because it does sound weird. It doesn't sound like anything shouting right in my eyes. It sounds like it's sort of pulled back a little bit, but not wide. Like SA6 Ultras or SA6 Mark II. SA6 Mark II was soundstage. This sounds more like back here. We're just I'm backed away from the sound, and then it's all just mixing together in my head. Now listen to Basement Jack's Good Luck. It's just the low bass soundtrack or the high bass soundtrack. If I was a playground. I don't think you absolutely need these tips on there, but if you want to be delivered like a baby into this world with low end, they don't hurt. I'll put back the Dunus, which are essentially the stock tips. It's so rare. I need more Dunu. A, I need more Dunu IEMs in this channel. B, I need a Dunu collab. I mean, I think they wanted to do a collab with me on something like the Zen. Because here's the Zen Pro, and it actually has my name on it. You could actually see it now because of the camera change. Look, do you see? It says Zeos there on the thing. And I'm like, that's awesome. But then they were like, no, we're not going to sell enough of those. They're a low-yield product, so we're just not going to collab with you on that. And I don't blame them. I already had a $900 collab with the fucking Nanas. And I'm like, it's competing in the same price range, but it would have a different tuning. And fuck. How do you retune those? You can't. So Dunu. Give me a call, baby. Yeah, I would probably stick with the SS tips. They overall are less aggressive sounding. If you want more aggression, those fine, leave them. I mean, I'm listening to the Robin Hood Prince of Thieves soundtrack, and I'm just like, God, that horn is so good. Yeah, I like these. I like these a fucking lot. A lot. And I'm playing them loud, too. I'll probably take that off of high gain. Oh, you want the new addition to the desk? Hold on. Is that a 4.4 on a FIO desktop unit? What is your name even? I don't remember your name. K11. There you go. Boom. That's how new she be. She doesn't seem... She seems relatively amp agnostic as well. Like, I've plugged it into this. As I say that, it goes into the Mass Kobo. And it sounds better. Of course it fucking does. It sounds like how did it do that? I gotta get the review of that done so I could at least try to explain how the fuck it do that, because I don't know how to do that. So yeah, 100%. Full recommend. I mean, I thought... Honestly, when it was delivered, I'm like, that's pretty pretentious, you putting Davinci on your fucking box, because one of the greatest architectural minds and mechanical minds in the whole of the world ever, you better deliver. And they delivered. They delivered. It's one of my favorites, certainly for this year. And now I'm going to listen to, the Megalobox OST, theme of Saicho, Sorrow. I wish these tracks didn't have distortion built into them, because they do, and it's annoying. Oh, but that fucking low end slaps. Does it have flam, Theoth? Yeah, it does. It has that. Yeah, I'm going to give these I don't even know if I can give them 9 out of 10. These might be a 10 out of 10. I guess if I'm doing the rating system like I've been doing on all the other IEMs, like, what's the flaw here? Wire's fantastic. Ends are great. Comfort's good. Comes with the best tips. Love that it's a 10 out of 10. It's a 10 out of 10 for $300. Oh, wait. There's a high-res audio sticker printed on the box. Oh, 6 out of 10. 6 out of... No, it's a 10 out of 10. It's won me over already. I very much approve. Now I have to get a collab with Dunu and beat it, though. I don't know how. I'll make it half price. Or 4 times more expensive. That's the only way you work in the audiophile community. Either make something that's much cheaper or something that's much more expensive and therefore fancier. So anyway, wallpaper in the wallpaper hoard. I just picked that one yesterday because there was no wallpaper on it. I'm like, all right, that. And I like the brown, so it matches the brown. It's good. It's got a good flow going on. Plus, it is like imbibing blood. And yeah, Decimat, if I could find it linked. Thank you to my patrons and subscribers. You support this channel. If you want to see all other IEM reviews, I run out of IEM reviews since Munich. So this is the first one I'm making since I've come back from Munich, and I'm going to come out like in one day. Like literally tomorrow, I think it's coming back. So I apologize. There will be more free, unlisted IEM reviews in the weeks to come as I'm building my buffer back up. Fucking Germany, man. Too much beer. Too much beer. Not enough beer. The problem was not enough beer. I think that's what it comes down to. Anyway, links to these. Thank you to everyone, and I'll see you all in the next one.